Hello viewers, this is World Digest and I am Angela Kufuor. Now, in a stunning act of sabotage or dislike for war, a pair of Russian schoolchildren touched a Russian Mi-8T transport helicopter at Novobryansk airfield in Siberia. The helicopter is a complete loss. The pair reportedly acted after receiving an offer of about 5 million rubles, that is $55,000, from an unknown figure on Telegram. This shocking incident raises serious questions about the growing discontent within Russia and the potential consequences for the country's war efforts in Ukraine. The Mi-8 helicopter, a workhorse of the Russian military, has been essential in its operations for decades. Known for its versatility, this helicopter is used in troop transport, supply missions, and even medical evacuations. And it is not cheap. Each Mi-8 helicopter has a hefty price tag of around $16 million. That's right, $16 million up in flames because of two schoolboys. According to reports, the boys were allegedly paid to carry out this act, setting the helicopter on fire in what appears to be a shocking act of sabotage. But why, and who might be behind it? Russian news outlet Baza reported that the two schoolchildren set the helicopter on fire with cigarettes. After pouring highly flammable liquids on the helicopter, the boys lit cigarettes and stuck it into the helicopter, causing a massive explosion. Russian security forces, the FSB, arrested the two teens shortly after the incident. One of them, as reported, is the son of a Russian occupier stationed in Ukraine. This incident is sparking speculation. Could this be an isolated act of rebellion, or does it hint at a larger unrest brewing among Russia's younger generation? During interrogation, the boys revealed that they were promised 5 million rubles, about $55, for their work. They also admitted to setting fire to a cell phone tower for which they received 30,000 rubles. As Russia pours resources into its war with Ukraine, stories of discontent and acts of defiance are starting to emerge. But setting fire to a military asset of this scale, that's no small act. The Mi-8 helicopter is a vital part of Russia's military fleet. Losing even one of these helicopters impacts the war effort financially and strategically. The Mi-8 has been deployed extensively in Russia's war in Ukraine, used for everything from supply drops to airlifting wounded soldiers out of their combat zones. Losing this aircraft means Russia now has one less asset to use in a war that is already draining the country's military resources. Let's talk about the numbers. Publicly available figures indicate that Russia has lost several helicopters since President Vladimir Putin invaded neighboring Ukraine in February 2022. The Dutch open source outlet Oryx said it has visually confirmed that since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine started, Russia has lost at least 144 helicopters, of which 112 were destroyed, 30 were damaged and 2 were captured. The loss of this helicopter adds another $16 million to the bill, and that's just the cost for replacing the hardware. The more significant impact is on Russia's strained military logistics. The Mi-8 is critical for transporting troops and equipment, especially as Ukrainian forces have targeted Russian supply lines. Every helicopter lost means fewer resources to maintain control over occupied territories and fewer tools for rapid response in the ongoing conflict. With the loss of each helicopter, Russia's ability to sustain its operation in Ukraine weakens further. An act like this, driven by rebellion or paid sabotage, reflects deeper cracks within Russia. Could we see a growing wave of resistance among its population, especially the younger generation? While we don't know who paid these teenagers to set the Mi-8 ablaze, their actions highlight a dangerous trend. The discontent within Russia's borders is bubbling up, even as the government tightens its grip on dissent. The fact that one of these boys was the son of a Russian soldier speaks volumes. Is this a sign of internal rebellion? These teenagers, aged 13 and 14, have been accused of terrorism and could face up to 20 years in prison under Russia's strict laws against treason and sabotage. But the bigger question remains, is this the start of something bigger? Russia's war with Ukraine isn't just draining its resources, it may also be eroding the loyalty of its people. Russia is already stretching thin in its war against Ukraine, and acts like this only deepen the cracks in its military machine. What do you think? Is this an isolated act of teenage recklessness, or does it signal something more troubling for Russia's future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more updates on global stories.